You know, we get a lot of feedback from the fans a lot of times. And basically it is, you know, people saying, you know, hey, they see things in the photos, and they'll reply back to us, you know, and they circle things and they circle it red. What is the difference between a blob squatch and what is not, you know? Some researchers say that if you got to circle it with a red dot, you know, if you got to circle it with a red dot, it's just not good enough. But when I'm out here in this dense vegetation, you know, and I look at it, is it really people's imaginations? You know, when they start circling things and they say, dude, Chris, there's something behind you. And I look at it, is it really people's imaginations? And I just want to know, you know, is it really pareidolia or not? Or is it something real? Is it really these people's imaginations or not? I see an arrow-shaped head. Hang on.
There he goes. I saw nothing on FLIR. You can look at it. And right before we got there, we both heard an exhale, a grunt.
They'd been pride. You really got to pay attention to the details out here. There's something walking.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. All right, we're coming in towards we call it the creek crossing. And we walked back, and it sounded like wind rushing through the trees over in this area, but there is no wind. We have no wind coming in. We have no wind now. Chris and I both heard it, and it was really quick, kind of subtle, like a rushing, like something was rushing through the forest, and then it was done. And we both noticed it, and we both mentioned it to each other. It did sound a lot like wind. There is no wind. Just to mention that when we were coming in, right before we got to the footprint, which, by the way, it lasted a whole week, didn't it, Chris?
Yeah, there was still something there.
Yes, there was. And right before we got there, we both heard an exhale, a grunt. It sounded a little different to me because I was ahead of Chris, but we both heard it and mentioned it. And it was from the same area that we heard the knock while we were casting, and from the same area that we heard the rushing of somebody going through the underbrush. So something's going up in that area.
It sounded something like, if I remember right, it sounded like a,
yeah,
it sounded like a,
but to me it
sound.
Was very deliberate and
close. It sounded
close
by, yeah. So something was right here. right there, just like that, and the door was completely freaking shut. And we already done pushed and shoved on it. There's no way the door could have been opened without being manually pried. Without being manually pried. And so I'm okay with it being pried, but there's not much of a gap in there, right? And
It's a great freaking mystery.
I just don't see where it would have been, like this. If it was closed, it would only been big enough for a finger to get in there. See what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And then it would have been, technically the gap would have been more like that, and someone would have,
Something pushed it from the inside, Chris.
well, I don't know, something would have had to do like this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pry. So that could pop that off like this. That could justify this being popped off like it was pried open. But I'm not seeing any damage along the crack of it being pried.
That means it was pushed from the inside.
I don't want to really believe that, but
It's kind of uncanny quiet. Except for the water droplets coming out of the trees.
yeah. We're just going to sit here for a moment. Oh, there's ants on me. That was pretty more deliberate.
A little bit more.
Behind us. There's something deeper. The sweat is pouring off me.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Do me a favor. We'll do a FLIR test. Okay?
Alright.
Film the ground. I'm just going to lean that up against the tree right now. Don't fall. Be on the safe side. Okay. Film the ground right here
Okay.
with the FLIR watchman.
Alright, just a minute.
Film me if you can see my handprints or anything.
Okay, just a minute. Alright. Now I am got
Okay.
Chris footprints.
Okay. Do you see any heat coming from my feet?
I see your feet, but I see nothing behind your feet.
On the ground. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes. I can see that.
Do you see the heat?
Oh, hell yeah. What was that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, and that stays a while, too. You're stepping on your footprints. Still there.
So, how long does this stay? Hang
Oh,
on.
it's still there.
That was 1 second. How much time do we have to catch a print?
Well, I don't know. They're still there.
Really?
Yeah.
30 seconds later, maybe? It's still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how about like right here?
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's very bright. The other ones are starting to fade now.
Okay. And if I use my knees, okay,
All right.
now check this.
Very. Okay, it's funny. Your right knee is hotter than your left knee.
Because it was probably pushed in more.
Okay. But they're there. So is
So-
your last footprint, and I see a couple of more from before, but they're really, really.
What about a
faint.
handprint on a tree?
Okay, just a minute. Let me get up here. Okay.
How about that?
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. But they tend to fade really fast.
Come closer.
Your footprint stuff is still there. All right, just a moment.
How about if something just touches the tree lightly
Uh-huh.
with his hands and then goes away?
That one, yes, it's good. It's obvious it's a footprint, fingerprint too.
Yeah. So the heat does stay there for...
Yeah, not real long. It tends to fade very, very quickly on the tree.
So if we hear something, we got to get there quick in order to catch something.
We wouldn't make it more than likely. So the tree fingerprint is fading greatly.
It would have to be close.
Yeah, it's almost gone now. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because I'm losing
Yeah.
a lot of power. We're squatting.
Yeah. So are you telling me something, this seems to be that you physically have to be watched?
I don't know. Of course, if I deliberately...
There's something walking.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. Are you filming?
Yeah, but it's too far away. It's at least 40 yards, I think. And now it stopped. Don't sound like footsteps no more.
Sometimes it's a little hard to distinguish between the falling thing and the footsteps, but not when they're deliberate.
Well, animals can make footsteps too, we know that.
Yeah.
But it was right when you got down and right when I got out of sight. And if we both just suddenly drop down, I wonder what's going to happen.
Well, you want to try it? Pause it.
It smelled like orange blossoms. Like a citrusy smell. We're in the month of almost October. There's no orange blossoms right now. They're in baseball season. Spring break. Spring training. No orange blossoms.
Is that deliberate? That was deliberate.
Behind us.
Yes, it was. I like it when they start the drops start falling out of the trees, and then all of a sudden you hear something that is not quite the same, and it sounds deliberate.
Yeah, not quite the same stuff falling from the
It's
trees.
like the coyotes. The coyotes would howl, and then right at the end would be something that's not quite the same. That tree
What
would-
the heck is this?
Yeah, I'd never seen that before, had you?
No.
Maybe it was just more covered up. But we've walked through here a lot and never saw
Where'd the
that.
tree go?
Yeah.
No, we've been in this area too many
We've been
times.
there a lot. Are you filming it?
Oh no, we're right on the path. We're right on the
Yeah,
course.
we're right on target.
There's the large tree. We're right on course.
Where has that been all this
Where's
time?
this been the whole time?
I mean, of
Chris has just been covered up. It's been covered up. No, bro. I think we've walked past here maybe at least 15 times. It's weird.
Yeah.
The logical explanation tells me it was covered up somehow. And the storm has freed it. And I
Well, I don't see what was covering it.
I don't see the tree. Let me check my heading.
Huh?
I'm checking my heading. I see another tree down way out there.
Yeah, right out there.
Yeah. What do you see?
Everything looks like it.
Everything looks like what?
It looks like it survived.
Yeah, nothing big got knocked down.
Yeah. I'm going to swing around that way and go that way. I could have sworn I heard vocals over there, Chris.
You probably did. That's where we heard those steps earlier. Looks like all the trees survived. What?
Something's moving up there. I heard it.
Can you tell?
Up there. It could be an animal, you never know, but it sounded very familiar.
I'm trying not to move. I'm just trying just to be still and just let the sound give them away. What do I get if I stomp my feet? There you go, baby. Talk to us. Talk to us. Where you at? I heard the trees, the leaves rustle. Mark is not moving. This soil is really rich. And it's so tight and so compacted. It's unbelievable. Gotta pull to the left, huh? Look at that tree that snapped. They're on the move, that's for sure. And he's coiled up. He's ready to go. I'm trying to see the head, shape of the head, so I can get a better gauge. Let me see if I can get behind the guy. He's not gonna want me to get around either that easily. So, it's poisonous. I see an arrow-shaped head. Hang on. Yeah. There it is right there. You can get a good look at his face right now. Yeah, you can see it looks like a viper in the face. Now I can only look through the small viewfinder right now. And
it's always cool when you see this stuff out here, even if they're venomous, you know.
oh yeah.
I really enjoy this aspect of what we do. I don't see that in town.
He's a small one,
He's small.
but it's interesting looking.
I still don't want him biting me.
And we just want to tell our fans, just, it's okay to circle, it's okay to tell us what you got, and show us anything that you want to show us. We'll be happy to look at it. And as you can tell, there could actually be something standing there the entire time watching you. Thanks. Bye.